I got a B in science on that one.
Aww. Well, that was exciting. Wow. Anyway, Congressman, I thought the idea of cooling the Earth through radical technology was mad until I heard about the artificial volcano. How soon should we start building this thing?
There were true stories that during the Great Depression, World War I veterans would take their artillery pieces, go to the town, get paid, and say, I will fire this artillery into the sky until it rains. Honest to God, true story. And then they better have been out of town when they found out that it wasn't going to rain.
Yeah.
But when we were growing up, we were going to freeze to death in an ice age.
Right.
And now we're going to burn to death. I don't know what to do with my parka. But what you're seeing now is government. Think about this as a sane person. It's nuts on its face.
Yeah.
Government will tax you to control the weather.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's fantastic.
It's crazy on its face.
It's fantastic, and they're scaring the hell out of everybody, kids especially. What about the children? Obama's science advisor compared global warming to being, quote, in a car with bad brakes, driving toward a cliff in the fog. Is he representing this problem?
The most amazing part is he actually said that twice in the speech. He used that exact same analogy, which I wouldn't be able to get out once. He said it twice in the speech. But Greg, you of all people, you warmongering nincompoop, why are you not for this? Our president is declaring war on the sun. This should make you crazy with delight.
I am excited. I do think global warming to me is like we're heading in a car into a bottomless pit, but there are spikes at the bottom.
To me, it's like
with monsters holding spikes, but it's bottomless.
Global warming to me is like a tranny without her falsies, and she's about to go on stage.
Oh,
that to me is what it's all about.
Hey, Ron, I know you think global warming might be a problem because you're like one of those guys that's waiting for, consensus on everything. But shouldn't Obama have picked someone who had more of a sober grounding in all of this? I mean, you got to admit, this is crazy talk.
It's crazy talk. It's useless talk. Why he said this? Obama isn't considering this. No one's considering shooting pollution into the atmosphere. Why anybody said this? It's ridiculous.
You know what? Bill is right, though. I'm beginning to be won over by.
We have not declared war on Saturn. We have not done it to Uranus. We have done it to the one thing that powers this whole universe. Well, our galaxy at least.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's beautiful.
I know, Remy. I bet you're for this idea, aren't you?
You know, Greg, if it wasn't your 500th show, I might be punching you. No, I mean, this is insane. Of course, this is crazy. But what's going on here? People are being educated about the changes in our environment.
Oh, God.
What is so bad about people
It's bad because it's wrong. It's hypothetical computer models that make no sense.
If we don't have radical free thinkers or scientists
they're thinking with our money. They're thinking with our money.
Back up 1 second, though.
Sure.
They're trying to figure out...
over innocent lives, Remy. Go ahead.
Not very fair and balanced tonight.
I know. I apologize.
I'm saying simply education. People need to push the envelope. I'm not saying do this, but in order to come up with something new, to stimulate innovation in the process.
In 2050, we'll have innovation, and that's when we're going to be dealing with this. 2050, 2060, 2070. Let's all just take a nap for now.
May I interject here?
No, wait.
May I interject?
Wait, go to the congressman.
And only then will you be able to occupy the sun once you've won.
Yes. We'll be the first one there with the flag, ideally made of paper.
All right, Pinch, what do you have to say instead of interrupting the congressman?
Well, it needs to be said, this physicist said that this was an option that we would not take off the table. He didn't full-heartedly go for it. Speaking of being taken off the table, can I? I need to go number 1 and number 2.
Here's my thing. Okay.
Come on.
No, shut up.
I'll hold it.
Congressman, if this guy's right, let's say he's right about global warming, that means we're going to have warmer winters, which actually saves more lives in the long run than if you had cooler winter, if it went in the opposite direction. And if he's wrong, which he's most likely wrong, because most of these alarmists are wrong, we've got nothing to lose except our money. So,
Dude.
Yeah.
They told us global ice age.
I know.
When we were little.
Yes.
Got scared.
Yeah.
Thought we would freeze to death like the mastodons or whatever. It's not going to happen. It's naturally recurring cycles that politicians now find a way to impose more government on people, more control to change the way you live. It is not necessarily to oppose this. We can support conservation, we can care about the next generation, but this is not the movement toward that.
Do you think anyway, even if it's not true, we could still invade the sun?
I think I'd send you and a scouting party.
Yeah, I'd like to go.
NASA would hook you right up, and they got capsules small enough to fit you.
You know what? There, they can send me up there. All right. Hey, you have a comment on what you're seeing? Email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. If you want to leave a voicemail message, and I know you do, just call my direct line, 212-462-5050, and get rid of that picture of me. And still to come in the next 30 minutes. I hate that picture. The halftime report from TV's Andy Levy. Tonight's report is sponsored by Salt, that wonderful seasoning used on snacks and meat. Thanks, Salt.
You're welcome, Greg. Enjoy the meal.
Welcome back. Let's find out if we've gotten anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. Andy, did you know that when a cat is frightened, you should let the feline bury his head in your armpit to calm him? Interesting little fact there, Andy.
Huh. Is that why the congressman did that to you when Bill walked in the room?
Yes, exactly.
I was wondering about that. Okay. That was weird.
Yeah.
Obama apology tour. Greg, you called this Obama's tour of places you can't pronounce. You mean like London?
Yes.
It's a tough one.
It is.
Congressman, you said the balloon shows that Greg is tall enough to host the show. Wouldn't you agree that the balloon lies?
Well, look, Andy, don't be jealous. I got 2 armpits. Don't take it out.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Good to know. I call lefties.
Yeah.
Also, Congressman, you said Obama bowing to King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia isn't a big deal, or at least we should cut him some slack. The White House is now denying that the president bowed. An anonymous Obama aide telling Politico, quote, "It wasn't a bow. He grasped his hand with 2 hands, and he's taller than King Abdullah."
Well, he shouldn't apologize for that either.
Yeah. Also, unless Obama has 3 hands, it's a flat-out lie, because on the video you can see one of Obama's hands free against his leg the whole time.
What should we call this? It has to end in gate.
Well, I was actually thinking maybe there was a teleprompter on the floor, and that's why he bent over. I don't know.
Like the one I use. It should be called bowgate.
A third hand gate.
It's a little on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ron, you said regarding Iran that we're going to be warming up our bombers for the next year and a half. We've actually made some marvelous technological advances lately. It doesn't take anywhere near that long to warm them up anymore.
No, actually, I said in a year and a half.
Oh, did you?
Warming them up, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that would be a big waste of gasoline if we
Yeah,
did
that's what I was thinking. All right, so we'll just forget that whole thing just happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, fair. We can bleep that, right?
Yeah, I think we can. We'll
Okay,
just
cool.
cut it out.
We'll put in an aria or something. Law student challenges Barney Frank. Congressman, you said you have some empathy for Barney Frank and that this is clearly a sensitive subject for him. I figured out, I think, who Barney Frank is. Remember Nathan Thurm, Martin Short character on Saturday Night Live? I'm not the one being defensive. You're the one being defensive. Why are you pointing your finger at me? Why don't you point the finger at yourself for a change?
No, I didn't see that. I was reading books.
Andy, I remember that character.
Thank you, Ron.
I remember that.
Thank you, Ron.
It's not me, it's him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should have asked Ron that question.
I didn't realize the congressman was such a nerd.
Oh.
That hurts coming from you, Tiger.
Right?
The height of machismo.
Yeah, exactly. Bill, Barney Frank doesn't have time to properly tie his tie. He's too busy making sure people can get homes that they can't afford. It's a full-time job.
I've heard that excuse for ties.
Yeah. Remy, you said that Frank is just one man, so how much responsibility could he take for the economic crisis? I'll settle for, like, a little bit.
The question was unfair. That student was being disingenuous.
How was the question unfair? He said how much responsibility, if any. So the answer could be none.
No, yeah, he's implying that he did have responsibility.
No, not at all. That's why he said if any.
Look, he was engaging him in a fight. I thought it was unfair. Somebody here needs to stand up for Frank.
I think you should imply that Andy sucks.
I don't think you know what imply means, Bill. Congressman, have you ever felt as uncomfortable in your life as when Greg's mom was on?
No, I quite like Greg's mom. I can feel her pain having had to worry about him for all those years. And her little cross to bear.
Yeah. Interestingly, and this really makes you feel her pain, Greg was the same size when he was born.
Oh, my goodness.
Unusual.